Alright, fellas, I'm going to do another video here on a old debate that's been argued forever again. Uh, Over the last few years, I've had some heated arguments, some not heated arguments, some in-depth discussions, uh, and I'm in one now, so it wanted me to, it prompted me to make this video about annealing. Okay. First off, let me say, if you've got the money to buy an amp annealer, if you got an extra $1,000 and you feel like you want one, get one. They are a great machine. I am not disputing that fact at all. We've had one here to use as a test module against all other stuff that we did. It's a great machine. I am not disputing that a bit. Now, here's my problem. Do you need an amp annealer? Do you need to spend $1,000 to anneal brass and make quality ammunition? No, you don't. And don't let anybody tell you that you do. Okay? Like I say, if you got the money and want one, by God, get one. But you do not need an amp annealer to anneal brass. We were annealing brass decades before the amp annealer was ever invented. Okay? So, now, the way I do it now, I finally bought a machine. A friend of mine on a forum gave me an excellent deal on an Anneal-Ease, and I like that machine. I bought it because it was cheap, and I do like it. It works very, very well. So it's just a convenience to me. Did I need that? No, I did not. But I picked it up cheap. He made me a really good deal on it. I want to thank him. He knows who he is. Made me an excellent deal on it, and I like it. If you want to buy one of those, they're cheap for what you're getting. Now, back to what I was getting at. People annealing with the drill and the socket. Okay, I've heard internet keyboard warriors tell people right off the bat, you're doing it wrong, it's not going to work, blah 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 blah. I call bull. Okay, anybody can get behind a keyboard and tell you it ain't going to work. I'm telling you right now, it will work. So there is a method to it, and you can ruin some brass if you're not paying attention to what you're doing, but it will work. Done it for decades. Okay, I have been fortunate enough to have available to me the test equipment to test brass hardness and molecular structures. Okay, so I just lucked in. I lucked into it. But anyway, we've tested the amp annealer. We've tested the torch. Okay, we've tested salt bath, and I've actually done it by hand. I have annealed brass by hand. I done that by hand before I ever found out about a drill and a socket decades ago. Can you do it by hand? Yeah, absolutely. Do you have to be quick? Yep, absolutely. But you can do it by hand. So I've done it. I've tested it. I've seen the numbers. Okay. The only thing I will tell you about what I've found, or what we have found, is the salt bath annealing, which I know a lot of people use. I'm not saying it's. This is my opinion. I had it here to test against, and I didn't care for it. I just didn't like that pot of salt sitting there. I mean, if I burn my finger with a torch, this is just my opinion. If I burn my finger with a torch, I can put a Band-Aid on. If I spill that salt on me, I'm going to the hospital. But with that being said, it does work. The numbers were not as, I shouldn't say as good. They were a different set of numbers. They didn't anneal as soft as the torch did and the amp machine, but it was consistent as long as you kept the salt at a constant temperature. That was my downfall with it. If you dipped a big case, it would drop the temperature and you'd have to wait for it to come up, or if you did a bunch of cases in a row, it would drop the temperature come up. As long as you're aware of that, it worked fine. Like I said, it was a different set of numbers. The scale for the torch annealing was down here and this was up here, but it was consistent. Okay, so it works. What we're shooting here for is consistency. We want consistency. That's all we're shooting for. We want to be consistent. Alright, so it don't make any difference if you're salt bath annealing and your numbers are up here, or if you're torch annealing and you're down here, or if you're amp annealing and you're in the middle or in somewhere. We just want to be consistent. So with that being said, it all works. It all works. So once again, it don't let anybody tell you it won't work, because it will. Salt bath works, amp works, torch works. I'm going to show you here in just a bit, if I can get this set up, I'm going to show you how I do it with the torch and the socket, okay? I know a lot of people want to overcomplicate things. They want to start spewing numbers and this and that. I can do that if you want, but I won't, because I'm all about helping people and making things simple. And it's simple. You can get into all this and rack your brain and go down the wormhole and worry about this number or that number, and in the end it don't make any difference. Okay, it's just a number on a piece of paper. As long as you're doing the same thing every time, you're good. All right, I have never seen a set standard for rifle brass to be annealed to. I've tested all kinds of new brass. They're all different. They're all different hardnesses from lot to lot, from manufacturer to manufacturer. So there is no one number that we're shooting for. Okay, we're shooting for the same numbers. Is what we're shooting for. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to show you how I do the torch, how it works for me, and how we have tested it and got the results that we did. All right, and like I said, a lot of people want to overcomplicate it and say you just got to be in there for 6 seconds, 7 seconds, 10 seconds. Don't stop that. Okay, you can use that if you get a rhythm going, and I have done that. I've got a rhythm going, and I'll count. Sometimes I won't. It's about watching the brass. You have to be watching the brass. Okay, I've said it 1,000 times on a couple different forums. A dark corner of a room, soft glow on the tip. That's what you're shooting for. It don't make no difference if you're running a drill wide open and it takes 10 seconds for it to heat up, or if you're running a drill very slow and it takes 3 seconds for it to heat up. As long as you do the same thing every time and get that glow, you're the same. If you don't get a full glow, it's okay. If you just get the tip to glow, you're still annealing. Now, it may not be as consistent, but you're still annealing, and it don't make no difference as long as you do the same thing. I know I've said this, I'm repeating myself, but as long as you do the same thing with every case, you're good to go. All right? So with that being said, I'll try to get set up here, and I'll show you how to do it. And like I said, just don't overcomplicate it. Everybody wants to overcomplicate everything on the internet, and it takes the fun out of it. In my opinion, okay, it takes the fun out of it, and it just makes it to where it's not fun to me. All right, now I will say this: I am not a F-class shooter. I'm a third quarter MOA shooter. I've said that I don't know how many times. So on my best day, I always have been. So I completed all. Well, I'm not going to get into that. Every course that I've took, I completed being a three quarter MOA shooter. Never had a problem. All right. So I am not trying to shoot bug hole groups. Now, will my ammo do that? I'm pretty sure it will. You know, but I'm not that good of a shooter. All right, I'm a hunter. I like shooting steel out here in the barnyard, across the fields. All right, I like doing stuff like that. I'm not shooting for a 1-inch group at 1,000 yards. I can't shoot that good. And yeah, it would tickle me, but that's not what I'm shooting for. I'm wanting the best ammo that I've got to hunt with and take an animal. All right. So, and I am going to touch on this. I love F-class shooters. I watch Eric Cortina. I've learned a bunch from them. We all have. Those guys are freaking awesome. And now this is my opinion. Okay. In hunting ammunition, we want the best we can get. Everybody wants the best that we can get. Everybody, including me. But there's a point of diminishing returns with hunting rifles. The ammunition that those guys build they covet it. It's in protected boxes. It don't get shook around. It's not loaded into the weapon. Carrying through the mountains on the back of a four-wheeler. This is gold. It's like nitroglycerin. They protect their ammo. I'm a hunter. I don't have that capability. I don't abuse my equipment, but I use my equipment. It gets chunked in the back of my truck. It's on a four-wheeler. I use it for a walking stick if I have to. It gets dropped. I can't tell you how many times, not on purpose, my stuff gets dropped. So it's going to happen. If you ain't ever dropped a gun in the woods, you know, I'm not going to say that, but it's, you know, and it's going to happen. So to me, trying to build F-class ammo to put in a gun and go hunting is the point of diminishing returns. That ammo with a 1.5 thou neck interference if you drop your weapon, there's a pretty good chance that bullet's going to get knocked crooked, okay? So, and once again, like I said, that's my opinion. If you want to build F-class ammo and all that to hunt with, please be my guest. Go ahead. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying for me, it won't work. All right, fellas, I'm going to show you what we're looking for here. Once again, no need to overcomplicate it. I'm not counting. I'm not timing myself. I'm looking for a particular globe. So here we go. Cordless drill. I've got it on the slowest speed. Good to go. I just pull it wide open. All right, here we go. 25-06 nozzle brass. Lay it in. There's the globe. All right. Same thing again. 25-06 nozzle blast. Lay it in. There's the globe. See, that one took a little longer. 25-06. Layer in. Looking for the globe. There it is. 25-06 again. I'm going to slow the drill down this time just to show you. You can hear a difference in the drill. Layer in. There's the globe. Did you see how much longer that took? Here's the 308, just for comparison. And it's, I believe this is a cooler brass. There's the globe. You see the difference in the brass? Okay. Like I said, different manufacturers, different lots even make that much difference. Alright? So that's that simple, gentlemen. It's that simple. Alright, fellas. I hope that explains it. Like I said, I can spew numbers at you if you want, but I'm not going to waste your time or my time because it don't make any difference. Alright? Consistency is the key. Let me move out here just a bit there. I'm still struggling with this YouTube stuff. That's too much oxygen. Anyway, I've been called a dumb hillbilly. I've been called unwilling to learn. I've been called closed-minded. Maybe I am all that. I don't know. And like I said, I really don't care. I'm assuring you that I have tested this in a lab. Okay? Like I said, I am blessed. I have been blessed to have that available to me. Alright? But this is what I use. Right here. Used it for decades. I've used all kinds of drills. This is what I'm using now. I use a deep well socket. Like I said, wide open. I don't have to worry about the speed. Alright, you can buy it. Don't make no difference. You can buy a Harbor Freight drill, whatever. Consistency is the key. Alright, we're not timing ourselves. Don't worry about setting a stopwatch. Don't worry about that. Like I said, you've seen that. That was nozzler brass that I pulled at the same speed. You've seen it. Okay, one of those was a little different consistency and it took a little bit longer. So, with that being said, the amp annealer is a great machine once again, but it don't know that, it don't see that, it does the same thing every time. But anyway, I hope this helps people. That's my main goal, is to help people. And I know a lot of people question that on some forums and think I'm abrasive, and maybe I am. I want to help people, and for someone to say that if you're using a drill to anneal your brass, you're wasting your time, or you're an idiot, or you're doing it wrong, I have no use for that. Okay, and if you are using a drill, or if you have built your own machine, don't let anybody tell you that you're doing it wrong, because you're not. That's the biggest thing. I don't care what they say, as long as you're doing it consistent. It don't make any difference. Some annealing, a consistent some annealing is better than no annealing. All right, just don't over anneal. So that I showed you how to do it. If you do any more than that, it's over annealing it. So just look for a soft glow in a dark room, gentlemen. And if you have any trouble, I think about everybody in the world knows how to get a hold of me, or knows somebody that can get a hold of me. But I hope it helped y'all. And I'll do another one. I've got another one lined up on some stuff. Just keep it simple. Enjoy what you're doing. Don't go down the wormhole and make it where it's not fun anymore. Okay? I'll see y'all. I've enjoyed it.